shoots out so quick. I'm gonna have to try and start talking out loud because I'm not really used to the vlogging process. I usually just talk in my mind, so it's probably going to be very boring for you if I'm just having conversations in my mind and not speaking out loud. So I'm going to try and do that. And I've got the camera face the other way so that it's like I have to make sure I look at this little area here so I can have that eye contact with you guys. All these little things I'm not used to. I had a really strange dream last night. And don't judge, but it had Kevin Hart in it. And he was a doctor. It was really weird. But I'm not going to say anything more than that. So, I'll just leave it up to your imagination. It was really, really weird. I'm definitely going to have to write that one in the dream journal. And before, I never really used to do my makeup. I'm kind of like somebody who's not really makeup orientated. I would do it for like getting ready, like maybe to go out somewhere, but like just day to day at home, I never used to really do that. So this is like a new routine for me, and the reason I'm doing it is because actually I feel like it helps me be a little bit more productive in the day. And sounds crazy, but I used to do the whole like just the basics, like just have a shower and like put on clothes clothes that are just whatever, like it could be the daggest of clothes. I really didn't care because I'm like, they're just clothes and I just need to work, and it doesn't really matter about me and how I look, which in some cases it's kind of true, but in other cases when you're kind of wanting to, I don't know, like feel like you're going to a job or something, I think this helps with the structure and the routine. So I've started doing it and it's working for me. So I put mascara on now and that's good enough for me. Yeah, that's all I can say about my makeup routine. It's nothing fancy. And my hair, I don't really do anything with it. I just, like, this is still bed hair. I actually haven't even brushed it. Kind of looks a little bit tatty, but it'll work for now. Hi guys, I'm back at, basically I am going to be working on finishing up a video to post today. I'm a little bit behind schedule, but that's fine. And I'll be working on my children's book as well today. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a drop on what the children's book is about, it's kind of like a young kid's kind of coming of age in a sense. And it's also got to do with fireflies. So I'll leave it at that, and I might put in some little sketches that I do on Photoshop, just kind of a layout spread to kind of give you a little sneak peek to see how I work. I'll do I'll do a more in-depth kind of breakdown of how I work in more of my like curated videos, as this is just like a weekly vlog, kind of just to see how I work and what I get up to. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing for the day. And then I'm probably gonna take Suki for a walk, and she loves her walk. So that's, you know, I love walking with her as well. It just kind of gets me out too. So yeah, and that's kind of like what I'll be getting up to. And I'm gonna just go and start working on this now so that I can get some things done. Hi guys, and welcome to my voiceover to the voiceover. This is my first voiceover. I have never done a voiceover before, and I'm doing it through Adobe Premiere Pro 2021, and I am actually using my Blue Yeti microphone, which it's actually the first time I've used this as well. So I've actually had it for a year, which is a year, actually, probably a little bit longer than that actually. And it's probably the first time I've used it. So I'm glad. I'm glad. So coming back to the illustration that I'm doing here, initially I was just, I had got the really rough sketch from my sketchbook, and I put it onto Photoshop, and I just created another layer and fleshed out some of the objects that I initially had on there. And I go through and I just try to create a better composition than what I had initially. I do change things a bit here and there. And for me, my illustration process is kind of like making heaps of mistakes and then just erasing them and just trying to see what looks better. I know that for me, I can be quite indecisive with like how things look. So I will just erase and redraw again, as you can see here with the houses. Here I am looking through Pinterest to see kind of like how Irish houses look. It's kind of the main visual theme here in my book. So I've even named the main character an Irish name, and her name is Lara. And yeah, so this is the first page of the book. It's just, I'm trying to really just depict like a kind of rural small town in the middle of nowhere. And between the two mountains, you can actually see there's like this big shape. This big shape is actually supposed to be like a massive forest. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to keep it in the background, but also have it your eye drawn to it as well, because it will be a place of setting in the rest of the book. And yeah, so here I'm still just fleshing out more things. Like I said before, I do a lot of erasing and redrawing, and maybe that's because I don't have an entirely clear idea, or because I do try to rely a lot on just like memory, and I try to use reference as least as possible, but I'm kind of changing that up now because I want to create a good balance of both. So when I do portraits, like studies and things like that, they can almost become too realistic, and I kind of lose my like initial style. So I try to kind of not look at references so much. I just don't want to be totally reliant on that. So I try to build up my memory bank as much as possible. But when I do kind of get lost, I then, do look at the references to kind of, get me out of that sticky spot. And, this is like my first book as well. So this is going to be really interesting to see how I kind of navigate it as well. I have always been interested in telling stories. I never knew that I was going to be doing stories for children, but this idea really just sprung up on me when I was driving around in Melbourne, and I think I was just like really thinking deep about life and, you know, just how certain things played out for me when I was younger. And then the story just kind of came to my mind, and I was like, I really feel like I need to share what this message is. And so I then started writing just on like Samsung Notes and kind of just letting it all out. And then I sent the draft or the concept to my sister, and she's an early childhood teacher, and she loved it. So I was like, okay, well, this is my thing to do and I have to go ahead and do it now. And yeah, so here we are. Yeah, so I can see here I am just making a little bit more detail. I think I'm playing with scale, as I've got these little, you can see near the houses, they're like little black blobbies. They're supposed to be people, so I was just kind of like trying to see how things would look as to scale. I think I'm trying to create some type of brick or stone wall like they do have an island, and now I'm just readjusting because the composition wasn't quite right. I'm still kind of working it out with the fencing and things like that. Looking at my trees, they kind of look like broccoli. But I guess broccolis kind of look like little trees too. Yeah, so I think now that we're coming to the end of the illustration time lapse, I have sped it up 550%. So usually something like this would take me around a morning, depending how well I've fleshed it out and how long I have to look at reference photos or not. As you can see here, I've only looked at reference photos for the houses, but not really looking too much in regards to concept and layout, things like that. I kind of do a little bit more of the detail stuff when I get into the colouring of it, and I would probably, yeah, maybe move some things around. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I think I'm going to leave on that note, and yeah, I really hope to see you in the next video. And yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
And it's all because of you.